guys, it's Bananga here once again, and I'm gonna do another toy review. Yay! It's been like 8 months since my last review of anything, and But either way, today's review is gonna be on something that I've already showcased in a previous video, which was used to announce that I'm not dead. And well, there should be some great news that somebody just shows up on YouTube again and says they're not dead. Either way, in this stalling, today's review is going to be on the kaiju Bananga from Amapro. Amapro is one of those third-party companies that I'm not too 100% familiar with. I mean, I know a lot of their works, but I haven't really been a patron to whatever the hell they're trying to sell me. Ever. So this is my first Amapro kaiju, and luckily this is a special reap color of this particular mold of Bananga. This is a reap. Can't English say. This is a recolor of Bananga by a blogger in Japan called Buster Call, and he's been inactive for like 2 years now. But either way, I was able to score this guy for about 30 bucks, and let's take a look at him. Now, design-wise, this is what most people would classify as a patchy-mon. Now, obviously, it's not as patchy as those guys back there, but it's still pretty patchy as far as how things go. Now, the head is based off of Virus from Gamera, with 2 beads added to the fins, so that you can get the eye look. The mouth was taken from the Bandai Garamon, as with the rest of the body, and the thorns are taken from the Bandai Bemstar. And the other things are just added on, like the shell, the side sculpting that we can't focus on. But yeah, overall the figure looks very good for what is literally a retool of existing Bandai figures, and I think it does its job pretty well. Paint job wise, this is not the regular Bananga paint job. The regular Bananga paint job usually goes with yellow and brown, and there are actually pupils in the eyes instead of just having this metallic green. The version I really liked was the one I found that had a metallic blue spray with some silver and silver eyes, as well as black pupils. But I think the Buster Call paint job stands out very well from the other kaiju that I have, based on the whole shelf back there. There's not a lot of very colorful kaiju that I personally own, and I think this one is pretty well done because it's just really colorful, and I think that's something that's been sorely missing from kaiju collecting, other than people who collect patchies. Unfortunately, Bananga is not one of those hyper-articulated kaiju that a lot of other figures strive to be. For example, let's think of a good example. Alien Bolton, the original, and Bolton 2 and Bolton 5 and whatever, they all have at least 2 arms, a waist, and the claws also move. But unfortunately for Bananga here, we only have a head articulation. And it's somewhat loose in its most default position, so I'd rather just keep it like this forever and ever. But yeah, it's not a very articulated figure, but really, what can you expect from something that looks kind of like a cross between Virus and Garamon anyway? Size-wise, Bananga is not very huge of a monster. It was issued as one of the quote-unquote standard-sized vinyls. So if we take something like, say, Kamen Sunder back here, these two scale very well together. Even without any photo editing, even without any editing to the overall frame of the two, they look pretty good together. Which is basically why I've decided to pair them together in the video. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't pair well with things like the Ultra Monster 500 series, which is all the rage nowadays, and I'm gonna get on to the 500 series about that, because the 500 series to me has always been kind of crap. But this is my custom painted Reiki bus from the 500 series, and yeah, it towers over the 500 series. Now Reiki bus might be a bad example, mainly because it's a little shorter, but even a more height-centric monster, such as my custom painted Dorako here, doesn't really scale up together at all with Bananga, which is a shame. Minifigures obviously don't scale well either, such as the Ultra Fight Icarus that I have here, and of course minifigures like Daigerus and Kanjiras and stuff like that back there don't go well either. Now, what does go well with this figure are all of these standard size 6-inch vinyls, such as the Ultra Fight Alien Bolton over here. These two look pretty well together, and since Kamen Thunder worked well back there, the Ultra Hero series should work fine as well. Now I'm just too lazy to go pick stuff up, but overall I'd say it would work pretty well for any standard size figure. Now let's go on to the important issue. Do I recommend this thing to you guys? You know, any variant of Bananga, because the Buster Call variant isn't the most widespread variant, as far as I know. I would only say to get it if you are, if you do understand the, if you like the design, or if you do understand this whole quote-unquote Neo Kaiju collecting copy, or or collect designer vinyl kaiju, because these figures tend to be very expensive as far as I'm concerned, and this figure was $30, and it's not like you can't. It's not like something like this Bolton here, which is mass produced, for less than $8. But the problem, but the only reason that I would ever recommend this to anybody is if they do understand how this market works, is that a lot of these things are kind of overpriced, and you're basically buying an artist for their work instead of buying a legitimate toy that you're gonna play with. But if you do like the design of Bananga, and if you are willing to drop $30 to $40 for a figure like this, I'd say go for it. It's very well made. I think the vinyl quality is great for what it is. It's rather hard vinyl. It's not as bad as Kamen Thunder yet, because Kamen Thunder had really hard vinyl on the chest, and the head was, for some reason, was really soft. It's kind of somewhere in between, but it's definitely not a soft vinyl figure like the type that Bandai would push out recently. It's more like the type of soft vinyl that you're gonna find with a lot of the older Bandai figures, where the vinyl is a lot harder. But either way, I think the figure is pretty well made on its own, and it deserves at least a look at. So if you like the figure, go ahead, pick it up. I think it's pretty widespread on Yahoo Japan, because again, I bought it off of somebody on Facebook. But either way, if you can find it, go ahead, pick it up. There's nothing really wrong with the toy, it's just there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review. This is Yanai, and I will see you guys sometime later.